Welcome. We're talking about hormones, women hormones. Oh my goodness, this is a crazy topic because so many women have issues with this. I'm just going to tell you why I decided to do this little hormone revitalizing thing myself. So I was talking to my friend who's a runner, and she's in great shape. She's done with menopause, but she's in great shape. She runs every day. She's actually training for a marathon right now, or a half marathon. Anyway, as we were talking, you know, she's got like 3 pounds extra on her body, but she says she just feels like there's this big, huge inner tube around her tummy, around her belly. And she said, no matter what I do, I can't get rid of this. And I got it after I went through menopause. And I was like, yep, I hear you. So I decided I would, well, she said, I guess I'm going to have to, she says, I know it's hormonal. I will just have to go to the doctor and go see if he can give me something to help balance out my hormones. And I was like, I can probably help you with that. And so I've helped people with supporting the balance of hormones in the past. And I helped myself when I went through menopause myself. So I said, I'm going to do that because I'm losing weight right now. And when I get finished, I don't want an inner tube around my tummy either. So this is what I want to just go through. I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to do, and then we'll go back to it. So let me share my screen with you here. I'm just going to show you what I'm looking at here. And we're going to go through each of these products and why they're important for using, for going through all of this. So lifelong vitality, super important. If you don't do anything else, like this is the most important thing because it's general overall nutrition. And then this is what we call the women's kit, a bone nutrient, phytoestrogens, Clary Calm, and we're going to be talking about all these in a second, Yarrow Palm, and Slim and Sassy. So I'm going to stop sharing. Here is a litmus test to know if anything you're using is really working. Is it working? So this is what the question I always ask people, because people are like, oh, well, I've got my supplements I'm taking, and I took supplements for years and years and years. I raised 6 kids on natural medicine. I took herbs like crazy. And that, but there is a way to tell if something's working, and that is it working? The litmus test is it working? If you've been taking something 90 to 120 days and you don't see any results, there may be an issue with that. Some people have to go 6 months, but really the life cycle of a cell is 90 to 120 days. So to know if you've been using something for a while and it's not giving you the results you want, find something else. And hopefully what we're going to talk about tonight will help with that. So women have issues with all of these things that go with our hormones. It's not just feminine hormones that are the issue, because our hormones are so tied up in the whole entire endocrine system, which is, you know, the pancreas and thyroid and all of that. So people have thyroid problems, and sometimes that's because of estrogen dominance, anxiety, depression, you know, all of these things can come from imbalance of hormones. You guys think of this. Go ahead and, you know, give yourself a point for each. I'm going to name things off, and I want you to give yourself a point for every single thing that you're having issues with, and let's see where your hormones are. Anxiety or depression, hair loss, problems with cellulite, dry skin, sagging skin, infertility, issues with your menstrual cycle, if you still have those, fatigue, sleeping, if you can't sleep at night or you wake up in the middle of the night, that is, a lot of times that is that's part of your endocrine system messing with you. What else? Incontinence, or not the inability to lose weight. So all of those things can be related to female hormones and the other parts, like the other parts of the endocrine system. So I'm just going to show you what I'm doing, and then If you want to join me, you're welcome to join me and do it with me. So I'm not going to go into lifelong vitality. You can go research that if you want. But if you're just going to eat really cruddy food and drink your coffee and your Coke and all that kind of stuff, then you don't even have to worry about everything, because you know, I'm not talking about once in a while. I'm talking about every single day you're going to have your big bowl of ice cream or whatever it is that is harmful to you. I don't know what the things are that are hurting your health, but start messing around with it. Start trying and seeing. I remember it was right before I started menopause. And I remember one night I had a bowl of ice cream. And the next morning, and I'm not a drinking person. I've never been drunk before, but I woke up the next morning and I thought, I think this is what a hangover must feel like, because I felt horrid. And I just knew instinctively, yeah, that 9 o'clock at night bowl of ice cream was probably not the greatest thing. So watch your sugar intake is a big thing that can really affect our hormones. And I'm not telling you have to get off of every single thing, but as we get older, we have to take care of ourselves if we really want to feel well. All of this stuff is great, but help us along here and, you know, eat a little bit healthier if you can. So the first thing then I'll talk about, so that's lifelong vitality, but the next thing I'm going to talk about is phytoestrogens. The women's phytoestrogens, what is this? So estrogen and progesterone are particularly important hormones for women and influence a women's good health. And so you want to balance healthy estrogen levels. Otherwise, you get the things like the mood swings or horrible cramps and all that kind of stuff. So the phytoestrogens are actually plant estrogens. Now, people have asked me, I've had people say, oh, I have, you know, breast cancer, whatever it is. I have the kind of breast cancer that is, you know, comes from estrogen, so I can't have estrogen. This is not estrogen. These are plant estrogens, which are different. And you guys, you eat estrogens every day. Did you know? They're in all of our foods. Well, a lot of our foods have estrogens in them. But phytoestrogens support hormone balance gently and naturally, and they actually provide additional support for healthy bones, heart, breast tissue, and other body structures and functions. And so you want to be able to, I remember when I read the first study on the US Institute of National Health, PubMed.gov, and I read about what phytoestrogens actually do for you and how they help, excuse me, how they help with the balancing of your hormones. Your hormones are metabolized in your liver. That just means what your hormones go through your liver and they get broken down and then they help get distributed and absorbed where they need to. And that happens in your liver, which is why things like lifelong vitality are super, super important to make sure your liver is functioning right. So you want to maintain a healthy ratio of estrogen metabolites. Metabolites just means the parts of estrogens that are all broken down. And current research shows that an imbalance of certain estrogen metabolites can actually negatively affect a woman's health as she ages, i.e. those things like, I actually wrote them out. There are the things that happen like people getting estrogen diseases like breast cancer. So phytoestrogens can bind to the estrogen beta receptors in cells. I'm sorry, I have an itchy nose, you guys. So this is how my sister explained it to me one time. My sister's a master herbalist. So it kind of, like if you have a receptor, you have these receptors like this, and then you have these other things that come in and they match up with them like that. Like that's what you want to have happen. Well, sometimes you get stuff that comes in and there's just way too many and it messes them up, or there's not enough, or or they get mixed up with what we call xenoestrogens. Xenoestrogens are fake estrogens, and they come in and like smash the real receptors and do all these horrible things to them. And so that's why you've kind of got to balance out between having the right amount of estrogens. Have you heard of people that take like progesterone? Well, people take progesterone because they have too many of the wrong estrogens going all over the place. So that's why you want to balance those out. And so phytoestrogens actually helps with that. And beta receptors are predominantly found in skin, bone, and cardiovascular tissues, where increased estrogen activity has positive health benefits, while beta receptors are low. Get this, beta receptors are low in tissues of breast and uterine areas where overexposure to too much estrogen can be a concern, i.e. those breast cancers, right? So you want something that it's a gentle estrogenic effect on the body and balance out the bad estrogens, like the xenoestrogens, or balance the hormones and hormone metabolites by blocking the estrogens from binding to the cells in your breast tissue and your uterus, where you don't want all those extras. Does that make sense? So that's pretty amazing that phytoestrogens can do both. And by the way, I should tell you, phyto just means plant. So they're just plant estrogens, okay? Plus there's other things in here. There's flaxseed, lignans, and things like that that help with other parts of your body. What was I going to tell you about that? But healthy bones, heart, breast tissue, all of that. There's pomegranate, which has been found to work really well with all of this, and it's amazing antioxidant support as well. So who can use these phytoestrogens? Teenagers all the way up. And so this has been shown that teenagers all the way up, even past your menopause, should keep taking these. All right. And is there such a thing as taking too many phytoestrogens and becoming imbalanced? The answer is no. Research shows that phytoestrogens do not lower estrogen levels, but they balance out the effects of estrogen produced by the body and help support estrogen production as it declines post-menopause. How's that? That's a lot, but I just think this one is such a key factor in all of this. And I put the bone nutrient in there because doTERRA says, here we go. doTERRA talks about all of this. This is the Women's Health Kit. And our estrogens, did you know that your estrogen actually influences the bone density in your body? Crazy, right? So like there's a symbiotic relationship here, and we want good bone density, which is why you want to be able to take these two. Your bone health is affected by your estrogen level. Crazy, right? Like that's so important. That's why you take these together. And then the other part of it is Claricom. So I'm going to go into Claricom right now. So Claricom, it's kind of a weird name. Like, where did we even get this? It comes from clary sage, which is the women's oil. It's just for years and years, people have known that clary sage is the plant for women because it's really amazing for us. In fact, let me get my notes on that. It's been described this way. So a pregnant woman should never use clary sage until she's actually in active labor, or she needs help at the end of her, if she's in labor, but then things slow down, she can use clary sage. So, but other than that, she should never, because it can make you go into labor. It's such a strong oil, such a strong herb. But Claricom is so gentle and completely balanced just right that even pregnant women can use this, because it's got a blend of, it's got lavender in it and other essential oils that help with this. So I should probably go back and tell you, well, I'll tell you at the end how I'm going to be using this, okay? And we're going to, this will wrap up soon. I spent the most time on phytoestrogens. But Claricom helps balance emotions. And it's really amazing for using at that time of the month. It's just, you know, we can only say so much about this because we're not allowed to say anything else about this, but really super duper if you want to put it over your belly, like when you're having menstrual cramps or something. And I'll show you what I mean about using this at the end, but it is really good for mood management. Okay, next is Slim and Sassy. So the reason why Slim and Sassy, part of our endocrine system is our pancreas. Well, guess what? That's our metabolism. And Slim and Sassy helps with promoting a healthy metabolism when ingested, and it helps manage cravings throughout the day and supports healthy metabolism in a natural way. I'll tell you how I'm going to use that at the end. There's a couple of ways you can use it. And then lastly, the other one I'm using is Yarrow Palm. This helps the body's protective factors. And think of when a woman starts going through menopause, what starts breaking down? The collagen breaks down, you can get into the hair loss thing, all of that. So it helps the body's protective factors while it activates skin protecting proteins. This activates skin protecting proteins, which actually inhibits the enzymes that break down collagen. Women get thin skin, the collagen breaks down. This inhibits those factors that break down your protein and your collagen in your skin. That's huge. The good thing about this is we can use it on our face, which I do, and we can take it internally, which I have not actually been taking it internally, but I'm going to. This is why I'm going to be using this, because it helps revitalize aging skin, and taken internally, it helps support healthy inflammatory response, if you can get what I'm saying there, and promotes a healthy metabolic function. There's lots of stories about this, about how women have been using this with really great results, and they take them internally. So I'm going to go back over all of this now and tell you how I'm going to use them all. In fact, I think I should share my screen and show you what I'm going to be doing. And there is a bare bones version. So of course you want to take this. If you've never taken Lifelong Vitality before, start slow and talk to your wellness advocate, because she'll help you. But basically you just take one of each at breakfast. And then the next day, take one of each at breakfast, one of each at lunch. And anyway, a full dose is actually 4 of each of these, but they're food. This is food, you guys. So it's totally fine. This is really great. You know, I could talk forever about this because it's my favorite reverse aging thing ever. But let me tell you how I'm going to be taking these. So if you're taking Lifelong Vitality, you only need 2 bone nutrients. This says on here you need 4, but you don't if you're taking Lifelong Vitality. Got it? In fact, here, let me use my little pointer here. Okay, so 2 of these. You're going to move up to a full dose of this, but then take 2 of these. And then if you're premenopausal, so premenopausal or perimenopausal, you can take 1 to 2 phytoestrogen a day. If you're postmenopausal, take 2. And I actually, it says you can take it with food or whatever. I used to always, when I took stuff before for women's herbs, I just took them at night. So this is what I usually do. I just take 2 of them at night. How you're going to do this with Claricom, and how I'm going to do it because of some amazing results that have been happening with my some of my customers. So if you're a girl, if you're a teenage girl, you're going to roll this over your ovaries every day. You can just do it in a smiley face over your abdomen. And if you can think of where your ovaries are on either side of your belly button, you know, down below there, and put it over your ovaries. And then where I'm going to put it also, I'm going to, just to be sure on everything, I'm going to put it on either side of my Achilles heel. So the Achilles heel is that tendon right above your ankle. And there's the soft spot on either side. Well, the reflexology point for women's hormones and even men's sex hormones are right there on either side of your Achilles heel. So I'm just going to roll those on either side every day and then just over my ovaries real quick. Now, this is how you want to use it consistently. And then if you have episodes, let's say you're in the middle of menopause, if you have any episodes going on and like you start having hot flashes or whatever, you can use it episodically as well. So there's two ways to use all of these things, you guys. Well, oils especially. And that is if you're, you want to be super consistent and daily consistent for a chronic issue, like you're going through, like, being a woman is a chronic issue. But an acute issue, like something that just pops up and it's like in a flare up or something, you can use it as much as you need to right then. And the way you would use it, say for if you're having PMS issues or whatever, for me, what I would do is roll it on the back of my neck or roll it on your inside of your wrists, okay, just to get some relief. Next, yarrow palm. Yes, you can put it on your face, whatever, but for our hormones, you're going to take 2 drops morning, noon, and night. So 3 times a day, you're going to take 2 drops each in a veggie cap. And if you don't want to do the veggie cap, just put a few drops under your tongue and take them like that. Okay. And you can use them on your face too, obviously. There's some amazing testimonials about that too. Then Slim and Sassy. You can use this or you can use Slim and Sassy soft gels. And what you would do is take drops of this in your water and drink it. And if you don't want that, you could take the Slim and Sassy soft gels, or you can put it in veggie caps. And in fact, there is one more way you can use this that has been really effective with some people, including my daughter, and that is put it in a roller ball. And so like 1/3 of this and 2/3 fractionated coconut oil, put it in a roller ball, shake it up, roll it on your forearms. And you would need to do that at least 3 times a day. I'm going to be drinking Slim and Sassy. And when I first tried Slim and Sassy, what I heard about was, what I was told was vary your amounts depending on how much we need. So if something's maybe not working for you, then vary your amounts. And I remember what I did when I first started. I was just drinking a couple of drops here and there. And then I thought, it's not working as much for me. So I started drinking 8 drops. I had a big container and I drank 8 drops in a big, huge thing 3 times a day. That was 24 drops. I was using 2 bottles a month, but it really worked for me. And so, yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm already taking my Lifelong Vitality and Bone Nutrient and certain things, so I can just add them in like that. If you want to do the bare bones version, I would suggest if you're under 35, then go for it. Do the bare bones version. And what you could do with the bare bones version is Lifelong Vitality, Clary Calm, and remember, use it over your belly and on your ankles, and then Slim and Sassy. Okay. So, but if you're over 35, yeah, I would do for sure, add in those for sure. I don't know. Do what you want with your own collagen production, but for me, I really want that. So, okay, you guys have any questions? That's basically it. That's what I'm going to do. And those are the reasons why we kind of skipped over stuff, because we're not going to get into the whole chemistry of everything.
So with the yarrow palm on your face, do you usually put it in a roller ball with fractionated coconut oil?
No, because it's already, and this is a 30 ml bottle, you guys. It's really amazing. Do not dilute I don't dilute it anyway. I mean, I guess some people dilute it with their lotion, but it works so amazing straight on my face. I just love it. In fact, if you want to go, listen to the most amazing testimonial of this. If you have anybody with acne, have them use this on their face like once a night. It was amazing testimonial. I was like, oh my gosh, like in 3 days, they saw a huge difference, even just like little blackheads and whiteheads. So anyway, yeah, it's so good. I use it all over. And then but I haven't been using it internally. And so that's what I'm doing. And I'm logging my things. Remember how we said 90 to 120 days for a cell. So I'm going for my 90 days, and I'm going to go measure my waist. I'm going to go, and I'm going to look at what my body is feeling and looking like right now, and just see if I can, what difference I might see in 90 to 120 days. Okay. But yes, no, you don't need to dilute it, but some people do dilute it with like their, like doTERRA's hydrating cream. I'll put the hydrating cream maybe over it at night, because that is the best barrier ever. I live in the driest place. You do too, but I live in a really dry place. So I will just let that stuff soak, and then I'll put like hydrating cream, just a thin film over to like leave it all in there.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Maybe for like younger people. So before you've said like Claricalm helps with like pregnancy and stuff. So for someone who's not on birth control and is maybe scared of taking it, like what are your thoughts on still taking it anyways? And
what do you mean? Like taking
so like
control?
Well, no, so like taking the Claricalm while not on birth control but not trying to get pregnant.
That's a tricky one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, you're saying you don't want to get pregnant, and you've heard Claricalm can help you with balancing your hormones. It's still balancing your hormones. So, I mean, that's a good thing, right? Like,
yeah.
I mean, obviously you're going to have to be doing something else if you don't want to have pregnant.
Right.
So yes, on its own, Claricalm cannot make you pregnant, obviously, but
no, but it can increase the chances, right?
Well, all it does is that women have hormonal imbalances. Like they go through these pregnancies, their things are all depleted, and then they have all these issues, and then they, like they might have been able to get pregnant before, but now they can't because they've had 3 pregnancies or whatever, and they're just having a hard time. So just balancing your hormones, that's not gonna, unless you're just, obviously you have to still do something else to get pregnant. But hormonally, one thing I didn't say about Claricalm, but this is really amazing for if you really want to help your hormones, like if you get hormonal acne, it helps balance with all of that. And so doing it, I was going to say, when I was going through menopause, I would just leave this in my drawer, in my underwear drawer. And then every morning I just rolled it over my ovaries just to help. And then I would still have maybe 1 or 2 episodes of whatever things. And then you could use it, as you needed it. But like really consistent. Some girls just use it like when they're having their period, they use it. No, for them, I would say take it every single day, or at least the 10 days before your period. Use it so that time of your period is a lot nicer.
I have to share this.
Yes.
I'm glad you spent some time with us.
Oh, thank you. And so you guys, I will lead you to this, some of the things that I talked about. So there is what is doTERRA, what is called PIP, product information pages. And you can't see it for that one, but product information pages. And just so you could type in like Slim and Sassy doTERRA PIP, and this PDF will come up. And doTERRA actually, usually once a year, they come out with a new book. Like I have the whole book, and I just pulled these out for us today. But those product information pages are there, and they really went into a lot of stuff with the phytoestrogens. And years ago, I actually read one of the studies about it, and I thought, this is amazing. But, I raised my kids on natural medicine, and I had my girls all through their periods. I would have them drink, and before their period, and when I was pregnant, we would be drinking red raspberry leaf tea, because that was what would help save me, because I had 4 teenage girls. So
Lord.
Yeah. But those are phytoestrogens, right? Like those phytoestrogens, those plant estrogens really, really helped. And so this is the same kind of a thing. It's just way easier. And man, I wish I had these. I wish I had these when my kids were growing up.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
I actually went through menopause at 35 and over it, done, don't have any like hot flashes or anything. So I'm post-menopausal, but I heard that, you know, it can be hereditary. My daughter's going to be 16. So could I start her kind of on this and get
Yes.
her on that path to maybe help
Yes.
so she
So-
won't do that?
Yeah, one to two of these a day, and I would definitely put her on Claritin. And if you really want to support her extra help, put her on Lifelong Vitality.
Okay. Okay.
I mean,
Thank you.
yes, Lifelong Vitality. Oh man! And if she is prone to mood swings at all, this will be like your savior in your house. Claritin.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So this is, you know, there's a lot of stuff that goes into all of this, right? And I can't guarantee that this is going to make us all like super women overnight, but at least a lot of good can only come out of this. So I'm curious to see,
try.
whoever wants to join in, I'm curious to see, will you guys log your results if you're going to be really consistent? And I am going to be. I'm going to log my results of what is actually going on in my body. And that would be great to come together like in September, October and see where everybody is. Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks everybody. That was fun.
Thank you. It was great.
Yeah. Thank you.